Hi guys. Oh, not on the screen. I'll start by saying welcome to the first ever live yoga with Hannah. So just to pre-warn you that we've never done this live before, so something could go wrong. We could lose internet. My washing's just finished, so I've just legged it through the house. So thank you so much. I can't tell you how happy I am to see people joining on. So make sure that you like and you comment and you give me some feedback after the session. If you're here from Jasmine Joggers, hello. Fantastic to see you here and ticking off the lockdown list. And thank you to anyone else that's joining me from Newcastle, Darlington, or wherever you are today. The dark nights are drawing in, so I think it's so important to take some time to look after your body and most importantly, look after your mind. So we're in lockdown round 2. So we've got to keep ourselves busy, keep our outlook positive, and that's what you've chosen to do today. So maybe you've been telling yourself you're going to do some yoga for weeks, you're going to do the yoga with Hannah, but by being live, hopefully it's made you accountable and it's made you take this choice to join with us today. So we always have a choice on how we feel about things. So I'm locked down at the moment, but we're in control of how we feel about things and the actions we take. So you've all chosen to join me today. So I'm so happy to see that. Before we get started, I'm just going to quickly check the comments and check no one's saying that something isn't working. Oh, lovely. Hiya, Jane. Okay, so we're going to get started. So today's practice, make sure I'm in shot, is going to start standing up on our mat. So we're just going to start in mountain pose. So stand up on the mat. Maybe you've got in from a long run today. Maybe you're just feeling a bit rubbish, a bit lethargic, and you've not moved yet today. So just going to stand feet apart, stand lovely in mountain pose, and just going to really ground our feet into the floor. Really be conscious through the pressing into the floor, and we're just going to bring attention and focus to our breathing. So just to start with, slight bend in the knees, going to take a big inhale, lift the arms as high as we'll go off the camera, and then exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Like I said before, this isn't a Hollywood production. I've got a lamp in front of the laptop and we're just making it work. So I will try and move around so you can see me, but hopefully I'm shouting loud enough for you to hear me. So again, big inhale, lift the arms up, a big stretch. Clasp the fingers together at the top, reach, really stretching through the side of the body. And on the exhale, we're just going to come into forward fold. So here on the mat, just allow yourself to be super heavy. You can kind of rock your arms from side to side. Really trying to release and just allow everything to go nice and heavy. Then actively bend the knees and come to halfway lift. So it should look like this on your mat. So you're in forward fold and you're going to come into halfway lift. So pulling the glutes away from the body, keeping the back strong and engaged. And we're going to really try and get a stretch through the tops of the hamstrings into the hips. And exhale, forward fold. So again, just allowing yourself to get really heavy. Bending the knees, take an inhale all the way up. Reach the arms up as high as they'll go. And exhale back into forward fold. Tuck the chin into the chest. Allow everything to go really heavy. And then this time you're going to bend the left knee and keep the right leg straight. Place the left hand on the floor and just open up through the side body. So really reaching these fingers nice and high. Opening up the chest as high as it'll go. You should feel that into this right glute and down this side of the right hamstring. So really actively pull this hip away from the body and stretch in here. Keeping the left knee bent. Bring this hand back down, right hand on the floor, bend the right knee, straighten the left knee, pull that hip away from the body, and on an inhale, open up through the spine. Really focus on those little movements. Bring that left hand back down, bend knees, press feet into the floor, and then gradually just come all the way back up to standing. One more time, bend the knees, bring loads of energy, into the room, smile because you are absolutely smashing it on this Sunday early evening, and exhale, hands to centre. Okay, from the back of our mat, we're just going to actively sort of press into the feet. So really, really active, like walking forward, pressing from heel all the way forward to come to the front of your mat. Then when you get to the front of your mat, you're just going to press, so step forward on the right foot and press the left foot into the mat. So you might feel that this is, you've got some tension at the top of your feet if you've been out for a run, and that's a lovely little stretch in there. You need to take time to address all the little parts of our body. And you can feel really proud of yourself today. Maybe you've been on a long run this morning and you're taking a bit of time to look after your body. So then we're going to come to stand on the front of our mat. Again, we're going to bend through the knees, inhale, arms up. Apologies, you can't see me, but then we're going to exhale all the way into forward fold. From here, we're going to step left foot back and we're going to come into a low lunge. So bring the chest through, make sure that we're not hunched over, bring the chest through, and you should feel a lovely stretch all through the front of the hip flexor. And we're just going to hold this low lunge for a moment, staying really, really strong, bringing the chest through, and then we're going to slowly drop this left knee to the mat. Okay, in here, we're going to make sure we're pressing through our right foot that's on the mat, and we're just going to just bring the torso up a little bit. So really, really actively kind of squeeze the hips forward. You're almost focusing on kind of like scissoring the legs together almost. And then in this position, you're going to take, pop your foot in line with your knee. In this position, we're going to take a big inhale. And then we're going to lean to your right side. So just again, stretching through the hip flexor. It's a lovely, lovely stretch. Exhale back to center. This time, we're going to bring our arms together on the inhale. Press them together, and then we're just going to try and get a little bit deeper into this lunge. So kind of lunge forward. And exhale back to center. We're just going to do that again. So inhale up, lift, lean to the right, big stretch through the side body. Exhale back to center. This time inhale up, press the palms together and lean forward. If you want to as well, you can slight arch in the back, whatever works for you today. And remember as well, like this isn't competitive. This is just your practice at home. And if you've never done yoga before, if you're feeling super stiff, it doesn't matter. This is a practice for you. So you just do whatever you can, okay? Then from this position, I'm just going to rock our hips back. So I'll just show you what that looks like from the side. So we're in this low lunge position, and then you're going to rock the hips back, straighten out that right leg. So really subtle here, you want to really press this heel into the floor, and you should feel like a fantastic hamstring stretch. But you're trying to sort of pull the hip away from the body, press the heel into the mat. And actively do that on the inhale. Keep the chest nice and tall, keep the back nice and straight. You can also kind of windscreen wiper your foot. I don't know if you can see that there, but if you move your foot from side to side, or you can press your foot away. So if you press your toes towards the floor, then you can feel like a completely different stretch through the top of the foot, the top of the ankle. So this time on the inhale, we're going to really press that foot. And on the exhale, we're going to try to reach towards our foot. Tuck the chin into the chest. And you can kind of grab that foot if you want to make it a bit deeper. And then we're going to slowly come out of that. Okay, so you don't need to move like this. I'm just kind of doing it so that I can show you where I am. So then from here, we're going to press hands onto the floor, step that left foot back into low lunge. Sometimes I get my right and left mixed up, sorry. Step the right foot back, and then we're just going to kind of do a gentle pump in the calves, just giving them a little bit of love, a little bit of attention. Super stuff. And you can kind of hold one for a few seconds if you want, or you can keep it active. Then whenever you're ready, you're going to step left foot forward, and we're just going to hold this low lunge. So really trying to bring attention to the breath now. So on the inhale, trying to keep everything nice and long, trying to keep the spine extended, and bring in lots of energy, consciously breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Going to drop the right knee to the mat. And then we're going to kind of take some time to adjust your feet a little bit to make sure that your knee's in line with your heel and you're comfortable on your mat. If you've got a particularly thin mat and it's a little bit uncomfortable, you can roll your mat up from the back just to put underneath your knee. Okay? This time again, we're going to inhale, arms up. And then lean over to your left. So a mistake here, don't mirror me, because I think on your screen, I don't actually know, I'm talking nonsense. Am I on your right or your left? I'm not sure. But just listen to what I say rather than sometimes copying what I do. So just really clasp the fingers and really pull, almost like you're trying to pull the arms away from the body. Bring back to the center, exhale, arms down. Again, inhale, arms up. And then just try and get a little bit deeper into that lunge. Come back to the starting position. Inhale, arms up. Lean over to the left. Really pull in the arms. Trying to keep the back like nice and kind of straight so that there's no bending in your back and you're not holding your breath as well. Back in, arms down. Lifted the arms up and then trying to get a little bit of a deeper stretch in there. Exhale, hands back down. And then again, we're just going to sit back into that lovely hamstring stretch. So you've got an absolutely fantastic view of my foot there, everyone. So just going to sit back and really focus on actively engaging that heel into the floor. So pressing it in. I love this stretch. I think it's really good at like focusing on stretching the hamstring and really deep into your hip and into your glutes and stuff like that. Again, you can windscreen wiper the feet, keep the toes nice and active, press them away. You can try and press your foot towards the mat. I think the first time I did that, my foot went into cramp, so don't worry if that happens to you. We're just kind of learning, we're just trying to see what works for us, and we're guaranteed, this is an absolute guarantee, you'll feel better after doing this, hopefully. Okay, then on the inhale, keep the spine nice and long, pull the hip away, and exhale, we're just going to try and get a little bit of a deeper stretch in there. Grab onto the foot if you want to. And then come out of that back into this kind of half kneeling position. Hands on the mat, again, press into the right foot, step the left foot back, and just walk those calves again. If you want to here, you could go into a little downward dog, pressing yourself away from the mat. But if you'd rather, you can just stay in one of these calf stretch positions. Okay, this time we're going to step right foot forward, coming into this low lunge position, and then we're going to bend our arm like this, and on the inhale we're just going to open up through the side of the body. It's a fantastic stretch, opening up our spine, lumbar spine, thoracic spine, opening up the chest, the shoulders, and also working on the hips as well. So really focusing on here. If that's too much, you can just open up the chest in here, keep the elbow on the knee. You can also drop the knee to the floor if you need to, if you feel that you get a nicer stretch in here. We're just going to hold that and then exhale it back down. Okay, then we're going to step left foot to left hand. Okay, and then just make sure that you're set on your mat, you've got pressure through your feet, bending this arm, and then on the inhale, slowly opening up the chest. And really trying to reach up to the sky, opening up through the heart and the chest. Again, remember you can drop that back knee if it's a bit too much. And then slowly bring that hand back down. Okay, stepping the feet back. And then from here, just going to bend our knees and we're going to come into a bit of a kneeling position. So to start with, just to give your feet a little bit of attention. Try and sit on top of your toes and your feet. If that's too painful, you can come off them and just try and stretch a little bit. Pop a pillow between if you haven't got that mobility through the knees and the ankles. And then you're just going to come to a kneeling position. It's a lovely little stretch for the quads, and you can kind of massage into them there and just really, really try to get a bit of a stretch in the quads. If you want to, you can sort of lean back a little bit. You can squeeze through the glutes and try and extend that stretch. But just, if this is a real issue for you, then potentially you want to try to improve sort of your ankle and your mobility around your knees. So from this kneeling position, we're going to come, I should stay on my side, we're going to come into a tabletop position, okay, and trying to make sure that your neck is like in line with your back. So I'm not like this, it's just in line with my back. I'm going to make sure my shoulders are in line with my elbows and my hands, and then my hips to my knees to my feet are at like a 90-90 position. And I love this stretch so much. We're going to do some cat-cows. So we're going to inhale into the cow and exhale into the cat. This is just a wonderful stretch just to wake the body up, but also if you're feeling tight in your back or in any part of your body, I just think it makes you feel really, really good. So we're going to inhale, bring the chest through, lift the glutes into the air. You can lift the head. Sort of imagine your elbow creases are pointing forwards. And on the exhale, we're going to press ourselves away from the mat. Try and round through the spine. Inhale, bring the chest through. Smiles should feel a lovely, lovely stretch through the core, through the chest, through the back. And exhale away. Inhale through to cow. And exhale to cat. Absolutely lovely. Okay, I'm just going to spin around again on my mat. So we should be in a tabletop position. And from here, I just want you to walk your hands forward a little bit. Okay, and then we're just going to sit our hips back. I'm going to come into an extended child's pose. So pressing the palms into the mat. You can walk your knees a little bit wider if you need to, if you want to get a bit of a deeper stretch in the hips. We're just going to have our arms out in front of us, pressing into the mat. And this is a wonderful stretch for the spine, the shoulders, the chest, the hips. And again, just a fantastic one to incorporate into your day, no matter what activity that you do. Then we're going to slowly walk our hands to the left, pressing into the floor. Taking a bit of time in here. Walk them back across to the right. Pressing them into the floor. Walk them back to the middle. And then from here, we're going to kind of rise up out of that. And then come forward onto sort of like, imagine you're doing press up on your knees. Slowly lower your chest through. Press the thighs, the quads into the mat. And then we're going to inhale into Cobra. So if loads of these words don't mean anything to you, just hopefully you're following as I'm doing. And like I say, you know, yoga isn't a prescribed thing that needs to be something. It's just exactly what it needs to be for you. So you can take out of this what you want. If you're really struggling, you know, you can just smile and be proud that you've done it. And I really, really appreciate being here with everyone today. So exhale back down. Inhale back up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And then this time on the exhale, I want you to press all the way back into that extended child's pose. And just take a moment in here, really relax. Try and just don't hold any tension in your body. So maybe you've been holding your breath because you found these bits hard. So just relax everything now. And with the breath, try and get a little bit deeper each time. So on the inhale, press the hands into the mat. And exhale, just try and sink the body into the hips a bit more. I'm going to go for 2 breaths in here. Big inhale in and exhale out. Inhale in and exhale out. One more, inhale in and exhale out. Okay, then we're going to kind of rock up a little bit more into tabletop position, pressing the feet into the mat, and then we're going to try, lift the left leg up, bring the left knee to the left elbow, and then we're going to try and put this leg parallel with the mat. So we're going to try to make this leg as parallel as it can be to the front of the mat, and we're going to stretch in pigeon here. So you should feel a really, really deep stretch in the glutes. If this is too much for you, then you can try using a block. You can try and stretch in the glutes on like a sofa or a chair or a table, and you can kind of get into this position. If you just give me 2 minutes, I'll show you from the side. So you're going to step the left knee through the left elbow and try and get that parallel with the mat. And then we're going to try to relax through the hip. Now, when you first do this stretch, you might feel like everything's really stiff and really tense, but it takes a little bit of time for kind of to relax into this. So if you're kind of fighting it, it's not any use like holding your breath and trying to fight into this position. You just want to relax through. I'm just going to move back into the position over here. So yeah, taking your time to get into that. Whatever it looks like for you today, it might be still up here, but we're going to take a little bit of time in this pose. So bring the chest through, keep it nice and high if you want to, and just focus on really bringing attention to the breath. It sounds really daft, but like try and breathe into the muscle. So really focus on where that tension is and try and breathe into that muscle. So taking a nice big breath in, and as you breathe out, just imagining all of the tension just slowly releasing. If you can, pop onto your elbows. Trying to keep this right hip as close to the mat as I can. And just really focusing on your own personal breath. So trying to bring a little bit of length to the stretch on the inhale, and then just trying to relax a little bit on the exhale. So just like a wonderful, wonderful stretch, no matter what you've been doing, if you've been running, if you've been doing loads of HIIT workouts, or even if you've just been sitting down all day, like this is just such a wonderful stretch for your hips, for your glutes. I know some people struggle with it, so at least today you've got a reference point to move forward to. Okay, not doing anything too quickly, just trying to press into that right foot to try and bring you forward a little bit more on your mat. And then what we're going to do is step the left foot back, pump through those calves. Again, come into a press-up position, squeeze through the glutes. Let's just hold this for a second. Bring a little bit of strength, a little bit of awareness to the muscles, waking them up. If you've not done anything today, right knee to right elbow. I forgot what this was then. And then you're just going to, again, try and have that parallel on the mat. Now, don't worry if one of your legs is more flexible than the other. That's perfectly normal. You don't need to go and get one lengthened or something like that. Like my right leg is nowhere near as strong as my left one from a lifetime of playing football. And we have natural imbalances all the time. So that's another reason why yoga is so fantastic, because it brings awareness to these things and little things that you might not notice in your normal sport. So again, you just work on the breath in your own time. So inhale in and exhale out. And if you hold your breath or you're holding tension in an area, then yoga becomes really difficult. So just really try to bring all of your attention to where it's feeling tight in this pose. So again, up to you if you can walk onto your elbows today. Give that a little go. And you'll notice that the longer you spend in this pose, particularly, it just gradually starts to release, and you almost feel like a bit of enlightening coming from that part of the body. We'll take another deep breath in here and exhale. Okay, then to come out of this, we're going to kind of come up a little bit onto our mat, and then we're going to kind of roll onto our side like this. So we're going to be seated on our mat, and just a kind of lovely little one for the hips. We're just going to rock them to the right side, and then we're going to twist our chest away from this hip. If you want to, you can reach in here, but you should feel like a wonderful stretch all through the psoas, through the hip flexor. Again, this is one I really, really love. And if you can, bring yourself back up and try to rock to the other side without putting your hands down. So this will tell you how good your hip mobility is. If that's a real problem for you, absolutely no problem. Just pop your hands behind you, rock them to the other side. Again, twist away from the body. So the left knee should be in front, the right knee at kind of a 90-90 angle, and we're just twisting away. So we can reach if we want. We can kind of reach this way. You can just play around with it to stretch whichever particular area is tight for you. But again, try not to hold tension, so breathing in and out. Try to be a little bit relaxed through the knees and the ankles. We'll go once more on each side. So twisting through. Again, this also stretches the core. We hold loads of tension through our stomach. If we're stressed, if we're anxious, and also when we're running, you think that's like moving around all the time. And that's where your arms and your legs are in effect moving from. This is our stable base. So really, really good to try and stretch out through the core as well in different ways. And then we're going to rock over again. You can use your hands for support if you want to. And then twist away. So this is just lovely little hip and seated twist. And then bring the feet together. I'm going to spin myself around so you can see me. I might move myself forward a little bit. Like I say, this is a bit of a learning process for me, just trying to figure out what works. So I'm going to press the feet together. Okay, whatever that looks like for you. So if you really struggle and they're like kind of this far away, don't worry, but try and bring your feet in as close as you can to your body. Imagine somebody's like pulling your head up with a piece of string. So keep the spine nice and long, nice and aware. And all we're going to do is make a little bit different is on the inhale, we're going to press our knees into our forearms. I'm going to do that for 5 seconds. And on the exhale, we're going to release. And hopefully you should find that you'd be able to get your knees a little bit lower. So we're going to do that again. So actively press into the forearms and resist them with your own arms. So kind of press back down. So inhale and press. And exhale. We can try in here as well. Inhale, keep the spine nice and long. And exhale, bend the elbows. Try and get a little bit of a different stretch in the groin. Lovely stuff. Again, to finish, if you struggle with the pigeon, we're going to do another alternative for those kind of really deep adductor abductor and glute muscles. So if you can try and pop your right foot on top of your right knee. If that's a real struggle for you, you can just pop it in front, okay? So if you're like really struggling like this, then maybe don't pop it in front, pop it on there, pop it in front. Like I say, it's not a competition. Try and keep both of your bum cheeks really heavy and planted on the floor. Keep your spine nice and long on the inhale. And you should feel a really deep stretch in this right glute. And slowly walk our hands out. And again, whatever that looks like for you today. And just trying to bring some attention to our breath. Inhale. and exhale. Trying to get a bit of a deeper stretch. Inhale and exhale. Again, trying to get a bit of a deeper stretch there in that glute. One more time, inhale and exhale. Then slowly, again, we never do anything like quickly in yoga. Don't want to do anything that's going to kind of shock or put stress on our muscles. Not in these kind of just easy Sunday chilled out flows. So again, swap. Again, if it's different on this side and it's too much of a struggle, you can pop this foot in front. Keep the spine nice and long. Make sure that both of the bum cheeks are touching the floor. Really pull them down. And then just take some time to walk the hands forward. Oh, absolutely lovely. So you might feel it a little bit in the side body as well. And slow breaths in your own time. Inhale in and exhale. Inhale in and exhale. Then slowly walk the hands back up. Okay, and to finish, what we're going to do is, if this is too uncomfortable to sit like this, you can sit with your legs out straight. You can do whatever you want, okay? But we're just going to, I don't want to lie down because I might fall asleep live on YouTube. So we're just going to stay seated on our mat. I'm just going to draw some attention to our breaths. And as ever, we're going to finish with a nice little mantra, little quote. But I just want to say thank you so much to everybody that joined. If you've really enjoyed it, I hope you have. There's loads more of these videos on the Yoga with Hannah playlist, so there's loads more to try in the future. Or if you really enjoyed it, maybe we can host another live one if my housemates let me. Okay, we're going to finish by just trying to bring some attention to our breaths. So maybe you were feeling particularly tight in a certain area before this practice. Think about that area now and think about how released and relaxed you feel. We're going to drop our hands to our side. We're going to inhale, arms up. Bring in all of the energy and all the lightness from the room. We're all connected via the beauty of technology. 2020's made us all kind of learn how to adapt and change and grow. I'm a bit of a technophobe, so this is all new to me. This might not have even worked, I don't even know. And again, lift the arms in. And smile and exhale them down to whatever point is comfortable for you. Inhale in and exhale out. I'm just going to finish with 2 or 3 really nice long slow breaths. Inhale in and exhale out. And just exhale any of that tension or negativity or stress. It's a fantastic way to finish your week. And honestly, I'm so chuffed that we've managed to do this. So inhale in and exhale out. Inhale in and exhale out. And I just wanted to finish off by saying that no matter what your circumstances today or going forward in this lockdown or in 2020, I think practicing yoga helps us so much because it helps us to understand that whilst we can't control anything that's going on outside or that's outside of our body, we always have control of what's going on inside. We always have control over the choices we make, the outlook we take, and we choose to be positive and happy, and we choose to move, and we choose to be a positive energy in other people's day. So thank you for choosing that today with me. I'm going to do the awkward leave the live thing in a second. So thank you very much. Namaste. Bye, guys.